Hello people, it's your boss man, back again with another video. I got the homies back. How you doing, boys?
Oh, good,
Good,
man.
bro.
Good.
Yes, good to hear. Likewise, I'm good. A lot of the results are going in our favor, so can't be too upset. As always, feel free to show the boys some love on the social medias. That will be in the description. Drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So basically, this episode is going to be talking about our fixture against Spurs, and of course, talking about other things regarding football in general. So let's just get straight into it. Obviously, Man United drawing to Spurs 1-1. I said in the preview that I thought it was going to be a draw. I think you guys are fairly confident that we were going to get results. But I just knew if we didn't score first that we were going to die in this game. But obviously, we'll talk about what made the difference later. But first and foremost, Benji, will come to you. First and foremost, thoughts on the actual result itself. What did you reckon?
I'm disappointed, man. Like, when the lineups came out, obviously I told you Pogba was not going to start.
Yeah.
But when the lineups came out, I was really, really disappointed. Because I was even arguing with some Man United fan in the group chat that we have that he needs to play. He's our best option on the pitch. And drawing 1-1 against Spurs when they didn't play that well was just so jarring. Like, the goal we even conceded as well was just a joke. If I was playing football yesterday, if someone done that to me, I'll just cut them down, yellow card, whatever, just take it from there. Man United as a club, the reason why we concede goals these days is because of our own mistakes and our own errors. David De Gea deserved a rollicking from Roy Keane, and I think it's time to let him go. It's getting too much now, man. Because you have to understand that he's living off sentiment, and that's what we do at United. Every one of our players are living off sentiment. Our manager is all of sentiment. Like, players are there because we feel like we owe them. We don't owe them anything. How can Ferguson got rid of Beckham, Stam, Van Nistelrooy, all of these type of players, even Tevez to a degree, like
Keane as well.
All of these players, top players, and replace them. We can replace De Gea, bro. Like, if you keep we make him feel invincible. That's why you're able to do all of that stuff. And the audience, everyone's come out and say that's some poor mistakes. Now, David saved us so many times. I like, man. Bruv, it's not. Nah, man. I'm not happy with a draw. Tottenham were there for the taking. They're not on good side at all. Should have beaten them. Because look what happened yesterday. Like, Arsenal lost. They're at the top 4. Sheffield United just lost. Wolves won. Wolves are competing with us for the top 4. Like, if we do what we have to do, we're top 4. But I feel like Ollie's going to ruin it for us. Because he doesn't know what he's doing. He has no tactics either. So, all in all, praise Mourinho for the result. But it's poor from us. It's poor. Very poor. Very poor.
Right, okay, so obviously Benji is clearly disappointed with the numerous things that, obviously we'll go through in detail. But what are your thoughts on the draw, Kojo? What do you reckon?
I think in the first half, I think they tactically outclassed us. But that's not particularly hard to do because you can't play a counter-attacking system against a side that is looking to sit back and counter you. So, starting Daniel James against a team that sits back is basically conceding everything that can happen down the right side of the pitch. And all in all, I think we were even not lucky because I think we deserved something in the second half to get a draw, but we should be disappointed with how we approached the first half more than anything. The first half was pathetic. The goal, right? The goal. Anyone that knows me knows I have spent pretty much the last 4 years ranting about defending. I'm not asking you to be Paolo Maldini. I'm not asking you to be Alessandro Nesta. I'm asking you to use common sense. Luke Shaw has a ball come up to him. In the air, he's by himself. He decides to head the ball straight into Aurier's position. And then run forward chasing the ball as well. It was like watching the 2-year-olds chase a football in the park. Then Maguire sideways directly towards Bergwijn. Michael Owen compared him to a ferry, and I couldn't even argue. He put himself in
that turning cycle.
It was his own fault. So Bergwijn's always going to say, well, I'm going to go behind you because you can't turn for shit. You can't do it. He got exposed. What was that?
How did the goal go in again? Remind me. I even forgot.
He just knocked it past him like you do on FIFA, and then just done him for pace. That was it. That was it. There was nothing else to
I'll go the other way. It was easy. It was easy. You just ran
Do you know what's
behind him.
mad? I saw I saw that happen to a Norwich defender yesterday, and I was thinking,
man said Norwich.
Yeah.
when Redmond done a little, you know, I don't know,
Ben
to the left.
Godfrey. Ben Godfrey.
Yeah, and this is supposed to. This is the level we're talking about. Who's Ben Godfrey now?
This is what it is. So onto De Gea now. Now, the thing about this De Gea issue is, all right, cool. He has to be honest, in the last 2 years, his form has dramatically dropped.
He's been atrocious.
Oh, very poor by his standards. This is an atrocity. But other than Henderson coming in, if we are going to indeed give Henderson the chance to come and play for us now, I don't know who we can get in the market, who we can attract to the top keeper. I don't know who we can look at and say, this guy is...
There isn't anyone really that we would get that could come in and be of a standard. Like Henderson is the only other option, realistically speaking.
Exactly, and that's my problem. So I don't know how we're gonna approach that. If we're gonna do something like, if we are gonna sell him, I don't think we will sell him. I think we've given him a good contract, and I think the idea is that he retires at the club anyway. So, but he should have saved that. But
yeah, I think he'll know that himself, and he has to save that.
Yeah, but it's weird. He went with one fist.
I think I know what he's done. To be fair, because I've played in goal quite a lot of years. So I think basically, I'm not making excuses. He 100% should have saved it. But if you actually watch it from who scored it? Is it Bergwijn? Bergwijn's perspective. So you watch it from that camera angle. I think what De Gea is trying to do is he's not worried about saving it. Obviously, he's trying to save it, but he's worried about parrying the ball out in a place that's not in danger. I think that's what he was trying to do, because that's the only explanation for his hand to be in that position, because he's trying to parry it left, because he knows obviously he can save it. He knows if he saves it, it's going to go straight back to him. That's what I think he's thinking. So he's thinking, I need to parry it left. So obviously he ended up parrying it into the net, didn't he? So I think that's what he's doing, because one thing I've got to say about De Gea, his ability to parry the ball out of danger is phenomenal. He does it because he's done it consistently. So obviously he has to save that, man. But that's the only thing I can think of. It's not an excuse, because it's absolutely shit goalkeeping. You know, first and foremost, you got to save the ball in it. Do you know what I mean? You got to save it, and obviously trust the defenders to get back. You guys touched upon a couple of things. First, let's go back to the Maguire incident, because obviously that was the first, obviously Luke Shaw one. I'm not even going to talk about that, because that's the schoolboy in it. But I think Maguire, he just lacked intelligence. So if that was like a Sergio Ramos, obviously, let's take the pace out of it. Let's talk about the positional sense. If that's Sergio Ramos, right, and he's getting done for pace like he did against Robin back in the World Cup or Euros, whatever it was, he'd take him out. That's what he should have done. He should have just took one for team, got a yellow card, like just pulled him down, anything. He's not going to get sent off. Like, I just don't know why there wasn't anyone making a tactical foul there. Obviously, you know, the first phase is Luke Shaw, second phase is Maguire, third phase is Lindelof. And again, the problem with Maguire is everyone knows he's slow, but the problem is, and where I criticize Oli is, why isn't Bailly playing? Because we saw against Chelsea, Bailly made that recovery challenge when he got across the box. I don't even know who it was against. I think it might have been Abraham or something. When he slid across and made that slide tackle, when basically Maguire was clean. Maguire got done for pace then as well, and Bailly came across and covered him. They're not complementing each other. Obviously, I'm not making an excuse. It is Maguire's fault, but Lindelof has to get across quicker. He has to leave his man. Obviously, the danger is Bergwijn.
Personally, I've said this for a while. I don't know how other United fans feel about this, but me personally, I would prefer Lindelof and Bailly at the back, because Lindelof, the one thing I have a criticism of him is in the air he's weak, but positionally in terms of being enough to dribble, he's very hard to beat. He knows how to square up into a forward and say, "Come at me," and more often than not, he doesn't get beaten. I ushers them out wide. Bailly is good in the air.
I love Bailly, man.
He's very good. He's actually very good tactically. He doesn't have to read the game. He tackles well. It's just sometimes he has that moment of madness where he just goes very aggressively into challenge.
Yeah, but you need that though as a defender. You do need
that. Which is not a bad thing. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I would prefer those two, because Maguire, when he came in, I wasn't upset. I thought to myself, you know what, dominant in the air, strong, as long as he's positionally aware, because he's not quick at all. He's not agile. If you got those things in your IQ, you're right, then you'll be fine. You know, you don't have to be the quickest of defenders to know how to defend. People talk about height. Cannavaro was 5'7", winning balls in the air against tallest of defenders, forwards. So
strikers.
Yeah, so you know how to play your position, but I look at that and I'm like, well, you clearly can't. I don't understand. You don't understand the limit to your own body. That's what I'm thinking, because you're not quick. So you should know how to position yourself and how to.
He's messed up, man. He had to give himself a couple of yards. It's obviously he was just. I don't know. I'm not.
But before we go on,
I just don't think he expected to lose the ball.
I was watching the goal. I'm watching the goal right now because I forgot about it. What is Luke Shaw doing?
Yeah, it's terrible by Luke Shaw as well. We can't understand.
And even the gap between Lindelof and what's his face is so wide.
Yeah, it's too big, man. He has to come across.
When one goes forward, one just sits behind. You learn that in year 6. It doesn't make sense.
Literally, bar Wan-Bissaka, everybody else defensively is at fault for the goal. Like all the other players, like obviously the back three and then the goalkeeper. You know, Wan-Bissaka has done nothing wrong. Bless him. Okay, let's talk about Pogba. Obviously, you mentioned it briefly. What's called, just away. Obviously you mentioned briefly regarding the Pogba situation. Obviously we spoke about the game. I think prior to the game, saying that he's not going to start. Do you think that was a mistake? Because he was so influential when he came on. Benji, what do you reckon?
Like I said, I knew he was going to start. So. Of course, when you look at it now, the thing is, it's easy to say at the end of the game like it's a mistake. But I'm sure Oli in his head thought that tactically. I think Oli didn't think we'll go down. I think he wanted it to be 0-0 at half time, then bring on Pogba. But I always said that, look, why don't you just start with your best players and take them off with their tires? Because Rashford looked dead on his feet. Like, you literally forced Rashford to play 90 minutes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but the thing is, with the Pogba situation and the Rashford situation, I think that clearly, that's a great example of why we didn't start Pogba and we had to start Rashford. With Rashford, we got no strength in depth in that position. If you just don't play, who's going to play? Daniel James can be on the left. But with Pogba, we had the luxury of Fred, who's been phenomenal. Let's be real, man. Like, Fred has been fantastic. Why risk potentially get Pogba injured?
Against a low block, I can't imagine Fred and McTominay in the middle. Like,
but do you know what? I don't think he imagined that Spurs will play a low block. I think he thought he
knew it, man. He knew it. That's silly.
Because
how can you? No. Mourinho,
I said this last week. Spurs under Mourinho tend to, when they've got all their players fit, tend to try and attack for the first 50, 60 minutes.
But me and Benji completely disagreed with you last week.
I know, but what they did in this game was they sat back for a bit, and then when United started, he said, Mourinho just talking about tactically.
They sat back the whole game, bro.
He realized, wait, McTominay and Fred they ain't got the creativity, they ain't got the passing range to break us down. So bit by bit, gradually, you started seeing them pushing up forward, and then at some point in the second half, as you saw, Harry Kane started marking. When Pogba came on, it was all suddenly just everyone just all the way back. Harry Kane was playing long balls to no one, literally to no one. That's what happened during the game. It was like they started off slow. We had a bit of control. Rashford had his chance where Lloris saved it. And then out of nowhere, they started taking the initiative. They got their goal. They started to try and push on a little bit more. And then when
I disagree, man.
They sat back. That's the rhythm of the game.
I think the whole game, to be honest.
You saw that Kane was so far forward, not so
far.
They
sat back the whole game, bro.
But he was there. And then out of nowhere, since Pogba came on, you saw how they all dropped back, because now we have the creativity not to keep. I agree with you in the sense that maybe Pogba should start because you start your best players. At the same time, he said it, Fred and McTominay were in form even before the break, as well as Bruno Fernandes, so he stuck with that midfield three. But this proves when you've got quality, you must use it. When the quality is able to perform, there's no reason for you to bench them or forever. I think
he'll start next game, to be fair, Pogba.
Yeah. I'm sure he will.
Because he made a difference in Sheffield, so.
Yeah. Well, obviously they've just had an absolute mare. Both main centre backs are out now. Obviously the goalkeeper's out as well, so they in dire straits. But yeah, coming back to the Pogba thing, I personally agreed with the time selection. I've got to be honest. When I saw it, I was more confident. I didn't think they'd hurt us on the break. Obviously, if we didn't give him that goal, I would probably say we needed to be in the half time and in nil for me personally, and then go for the second half, because you know what Jose is going to do. He's gonna try to suck the life out of the game, and that was okay with us, because for me, looking at the benches, I was confident with Pogba and Greenwood coming on that we were going to hurt them in the second half.
Yeah.
So I would have been happy with them.
How long did the sub take?
Yeah, but the thing is, it must have been down to the fact that he hadn't got that many minutes in him.
That's it.
Because
No,
it
but
can't,
Pogba at half time
bro,
was
come on.
sprinting around like from
Yeah,
end
but
of
Yeah, but
field,
you can't
bro.
sprint. You can't. It's
You can
different
sprint.
sprinting around
You
for
can
30
sprint on the
minutes
side.
compared
That's
to
different, bro.
50 or 60.
Look at
I
Rashford.
can't take it,
Rashford was,
man.
Rashford was dead. He was dead at that 70th minute.
Everything this guy does, it blows my head away, man.
No,
No,
Wow.
his quality is undeniable. So I understand what you're saying, but because he hasn't played since.
No, I'm talking about
December.
Oli. I'm talking about everything Oli does just gets on my nerves. Like, he can't do any right. Like,
I
honestly,
don't
like
think-
Pogba, if you're
Go on,
losing
sorry.
at half time, yeah, why wait? He's even lucky that we got the goal. Why wait for that? Why wait for that long, man? At the end of the day, it's like what you lot said last week. I think someone said it last week. Pre-season is just like it's a new what's we call it? It's basically like pre-season again. It's just basically our first game. No one's played for 3 months. Everyone's basically fit. You said everyone's fit. Start your best team. Like, okay, fair enough. No one expected Greenwood to start. No one can say that. With the Pogba in the middle, yeah, seriously, McTominay and Fred, yeah, they were not finding Bruno in no pockets in the first half.
Yeah.
It was so very frustrating to watch. I don't think you guys understand. Like, you're paying
No, I
£7 a month.
Yeah, no, we get it.
£8 a month for Sky
We get it.
Sports, yeah,
I get
for
your
this
point.
guy to do this rubbish. Like, Pogba,
we get it,
Pogba
but-
should have come in at half time. He takes
No,
every sub. He takes too long, bro.
I agree.
That didn't take long. That was fine.
It was
Nah, man,
we
it's
were on
too
63rd
takes too
minute.
long. That's my opinion anyway. Like,
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
I agree in the past, but I don't think he did anything wrong that game. To be
Look
honest
at
with you.
Fergie. Let's look at the best managers. Fergie, yeah. But there's been so many times we play teams, we're playing dead. What he will do, take off the right back, put on Valencia in like maybe the 40th, 50th minute straight away. As soon as you see there's a problem, make a change. You have 5 subs. Don't wait for the game to drag. Because at the end of the day, if
we were playing well though.
Your argument was that they sat back. We had control of the game. No, you are disappointed that we came back with a draw.
Yeah, because if we didn't get that goal, we would be sitting here differently. We'll all be pissed off.
Of course, we'll be sitting here differently. If we won't be sitting here differently.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but it's not an Ali that Rashford missed the absolute sitter twice, and Martial should have scored twice. So on another day for me, if there was much sharpness, we win the game. Now I don't think he did anything. I agree. He could have probably put subs on a bit earlier, but bar that, I don't know. I don't think Pogba was fit enough to play 50, 60 minutes. Otherwise, he would have played this 50, 60 minutes. Why would you leave him on the bench with 1-0 down?
Pogba's an athlete.
When
he only left Pogba on the bench due to pressure, man. I told you he was going to do this nonsense.
No,
pressure,
I don't think
bro.
so.
I don't think so.
Bro, if you've been injured since December.
Now next game, yeah, he has to start the runner. He's had the time.
Yeah, because he's had his run out. And he looked
He's
good.
played the
So you
30
can go to
minutes.
this game and say, "Are you ready now?" This is the whole point. He's been injured since December. He was the one guy alongside Rashford that was injured, but like Usman said, Rashford has no cover at all. Like at all. Who's going to replace him on the left?
Yeah, Fred's good enough, man. I think Fred was phenomenal against our last game against Man City. So was McTominay, man. No one expects him to play this poor, man. Let's be real. Like, come on, you can't just say, oh, Fred and McTominay shouldn't be playing now.
No, I'm not saying that. But I put them in the
16.
lineup, though. All I said is that the change should have come quicker. Daniel James as well. Daniel James coming out at half time. Did he get a yellow card in the first half?
I'm not sure, but he should have come off at half time.
Him coming out at half time, is nonsense as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree with that.
Remember last week I was
this
saying.
is the problem that
Remember last week I was saying. See, this is the one thing I don't agree with Oli. I've always said it. I prefer IQ over, I don't know, I call him road runner. Me, just, zinging down the wing. That's what he does.
Yeah.
I'll say it time again. I don't care how slow he is. His brain, his ability to pass, his link up already in the few games he's had with Bruno Fernandes. I would have started Mata straight away. I don't care. Even Greenwood, I would have started. Greenwood cutting in.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, yeah, Greenwood cutting in, ability to shoot, decent passer. He's quite underrated in that. He's not fantastic. He's still young.
Yeah.
There are much better options than someone that just needs space. He needs all that space from behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
To run. If he doesn't have it, he can't do it.
I think Mata against the lower teams when we play Bournemouth and that, for me, he has to start. Him, Bruno, and Pogba have to start because they're going to park the bus against us. We need as much creativity. And plus, Matt's got the intelligence to make that running behind as well.
Yeah.
So for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. I'm expecting us to slap them teams. So the reason I'm not as upset is because, obviously, yeah, granted, I agree with what you're saying. If we didn't get the goal, of course, we would be fuming right now. But at the same time, you've got to look at the players as well. We had enough chances. Bruno, Pogba, that assist for Martial would have been disgusting. Obviously, Martial's sharpness went there. He didn't score. He took that extra second that you don't get. Obviously, Rashford had a couple of chances. That header that Rashford missed straight after they scored. He missed the ball completely. Like, it was a cross from the right wing. Bruno plays it in. He needs to score that.
His shot was off, man.
That's what I'm saying. The players were off in general. I agree with some of the things he said in terms of Daniel James. That was a wrong game for him. But obviously, these are things Ollie's going to have to learn, innit? He's still learning on the job, whether you agree with that or not.
He's been there for a year.
However, he has been here for a year, but at the same time, that second half, for me personally, after watching that second half, I think we're going to blow away every fucking shit team in the league. I'm not going to lie. Because we were absolutely phenomenal. Relentless. How many times under Jose, Van Gaal, and other managers, 45 minutes we spent in the Spurs box practically the second half. We were relentless the whole second half. So you got to give him a bit of credit where it's due, man.
Nah, it's not that It's not that I don't give him credit. It's like it needs to be done sharper. That's how the top managers.
But look at Arteta. I agree with you. He's very slow. But look at Arteta yesterday. Again, I don't want to talk about Arsenal because they're absolutely irrelevant. But my man, it was 1-0 down, I think, at half time or something. Sorry, 0-0 at half time. He didn't even bring us up on at half time. He just kept it as it was going, and they were playing absolutely terrible. And even when they scored,
because he played, that's their best team though. What can they do?
But when Arsenal scored, or when they conceded, even they left Martinelli on the bench, left Ozil on the bench. Managers make mistakes. I'm sure Arsenal will look at that. And you know what?
It happens all the time. Why am I holding
it? Doesn't
happen all the time. Like this guy. Look, let me tell you. Ollie, cost us the game.
No.
It's got nothing to do. He cost us the game.
He didn't cost us the game, man.
I know you like him and he's your friend and that.
It's not even that, man.
I just think personally,
you're two defenders on the left and your goalkeeper cost us the game.
Maguire and De Gea cost us the game, bro.
They cost us the game.
We don't concede that. We don't concede that goal. Yeah, I guarantee that second half of the play that was very similar.
We're killing them
because they were playing for a draw.
Yeah, because they scored already.
No, but I'm saying if Maguire
and my man
don't make that stupid mistake within the half time.
That's your opinion. My opinion is that he took too long, bro. And even so, now we're gonna lose. Now we're gonna lose some of our best young players. Gomez, Chong, not even on the bench, and Daniel James starts week in, week out. We're losing our best young players to secure this guy. That's down to Ollie, fam. I don't know what Daniel James has.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You can say that, but not
forget the McTominay stuff.
No.
Half time, bro.
Listen, if you're gonna say that, if you're gonna say we're gonna lose Chong and Gomez, okay, I'll accept that. Okay, Ollie's fucked up there, but you've got to give him credit for Rashford. This is his best season by a long stretch. He gave Martial that number 9 shirt. Jose were gonna sell him. No, I'm telling you, man. Look at the players he's brought in, man. For me personally. Look, let's just talk about this game in itself. I don't think Ollie cost us the game. I think the defenders cost us the game. They were rusty with the pistol.
You're happy with your point?
I'm not saying I'm happy with the point. I'm saying that in the grand scheme of things, away to Spurs, a draw isn't a bad result. Because if we beat... No, because...
Wait. This whole for Man United thing, we haven't been Man United.
Exactly.
We haven't been Man United in a long time.
I'm not having a draw.
We're very rich 2005 version of Everton. That's what we are.
A draw against Tottenham. I'm not having it, man.
I'm not.
Are we better than Tottenham?
I waited 3 months. Yeah.
Lockdown, did you?
For football, to come out of a draw.
Bro, it could be worse. It could be Arsenal fan, man. Look at them, man.
That's true. But I waited 3 months. I think that's why I'm so angry. I waited 3 months. Like the thing is, the build-up was just intense. Like, but
I agree. The first half was atrocious.
You have to just hope Aston Villa beat Chelsea, which could happen.
Bro, listen.
That one happened.
If we beat Sheffield United, it's fine. 4 points at our 2 hardest games. We go again, man. We've got Bournemouth, Aston Villa, and Brighton after them, man.
Why don't you chat to your boss, Mr. Wilder? Just tell him, look.
I'll holler at him.
8 places is enough for you, man. That's it. Like,
Chelsea still got to play City and Liverpool, so they've got some tough games in there.
Yeah, they've got a few hard games.
We'll see. Hard games in there.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to quickly finish off on the obviously Martial Rashford stuff. I suppose I'm not going to say too much about Rashford because obviously he's come off a massive layoff. Let's talk Martial, right? Obviously, you guys know I love Martial. I think he's a number 9 and all that stuff. But a lot of people have been saying this guy's not good enough to play number 9. You know, I don't know why this keeps happening week in, week out. He scored literally 3 and 3 prior to the break. I don't know. Benji, what are your thoughts on everyone's sort of slagging him off on social media, basically?
It's social media. I think people just do stuff for retweets and likes. Like, I think people need to understand that Martial is playing in a team without any service. You put Aguero in there, he doesn't get.
They're saying that after this. No, they're saying that after this Spurs game. Forget the games prior.
No, but even in general, like, the guy gets no service. Like, you got people like Aguero, all these strikers, Firmino, they get like 5-6 chances a game. Martial knows he's getting 2 chances a game. Like, we've all played 5-side, 7-side football. You played up front, and literally no one's creating any chances to you. You're gonna get frustrated. Like, it's very frustrating if you don't get the ball. I don't remember us putting in a cross on a cross. I don't remember him getting like a proper through ball. Like, if you're not getting any chances, what can you really do? Obviously, fair enough, he's not like a bagsman like Harry Kane, but I put that down to the chance creation around.
Yeah, but would you say his movement's not allowing him to get chances as well? Because in some cases, like,
no, but you can't. His movement is good because you see him like when he moves against Watford and that. But the thing is, you're not gonna move if you know the ball's not gonna come to you. It's like I played strike yesterday in a little 7-a-side thing. For me personally, I'm not moving if I know if there's someone that have the ball and I know they're not gonna pass it. I'm not gonna move. If my friend has creativity like a Bruno has it, I will move. Like, it's like Lingard and Pereira. You're playing in front of Lingard and Pereira all season. You're not gonna want to move, bro. The ball's not coming to you.
I forgot that out Man United, man. They're not even on the bench now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like for him, I feel sorry for him because he doesn't get the chances. Obviously, he needs to be more clinical.
He did get the chances this game, though.
Yeah, but it was half chances, man.
Nah,
half chances, bro.
The
one where Bruno banged it into him and the defender slid it. He should have probably got down target at least. But a lot of them are half chances, man. It's not like someone whipping a fantastic ball for him and he has to score a header like the Rashford chances. I think he's very unfairly criticised, honestly. But I think personally, we need a striker though, to be fair. But he's fairly uncriticised.
Okay, fair. Cordy, what do you reckon? Just to finish.
You know, my issue with Martial has been even on the left side as well. He's someone that doesn't really run it in behind the defender to receive a pass. He's always someone that has to take on the player.
Exactly.
And to get the ball into feet. And that's been my issue because I've always thought, like, of course, you are a great dribbler, but you've also got a lot of speed. Utilize that and just get in behind sometimes. Forget about taking the ball back to goal or having to feet and then trying to take someone. Just running behind and trying to score. Because he's a cold finisher also. We've seen this before. So, you know, I do like him. I've always been a fan of him. I do like him. But I feel like right now, as much as we should keep him, for me, don't sell him. It's more a case of get another striker, competition, real competition. Push him that bit further. Because, you know, when we brought in Lukaku, I wasn't particularly mad at that. I was just thinking, if you have someone like Lukaku, you have to give him a bit more of a push, give him that extra pressure to say, okay, what are you going to do in this situation? And he didn't really flourish as much as he could under Mourinho. There's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to go into that. But now you're number 9. Now you're playing in a system where I think you're happy. You got 2 creative players behind you in Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, and you almost got a goal when they linked up and then Bruno set you up. So we want to see more of that. And he was actually in a good position to just shoot. So this is now the time to do it. We've got, 9 games left of the season? No, 8 games left of the season to go. You know,
but Norwich as well, like FA Cup and Europa League. So.
Exactly. So now you've got a chance with creative players behind you to now try. Yeah. If he's not convincing from now to the end of the season, including Europe and the FA Cup, then, regardless, still, as another striker, I think competition is healthy, it's good. I don't think he looks like Greenwood, an 18-year-old, seriously, because Greenwood tends to come out wide more than out front. So until then, I feel like he just needs that extra push. But I'm not upset with him. I just think he needs to act more like a poacher rather than a dribbler in the striker position. Just go for goal and just try to score goals as much as you can. Be a killer.
Yeah, no, I hear a lot of what you're saying. I think for me personally, again, not making excuses for him, I generally just think it came down to rustiness. Like you saw with Harry Kane, obviously he's come off a massive layoff, but Harry Kane, you wouldn't know he was on the pitch. Even Son was pretty shit as well, to be honest. And obviously we know the quality that both them players possess when they're in form. So I think it was just one of those things. He was definitely lacking a bit of match sharpness, and obviously that will come the coming games. I think for me personally, I agree with Benji in terms of when you know the service ain't coming, sometimes as a striker you do get frustrated. But now he knows Bruno Pogba are going to be behind him. I'm hoping we see him make more runs in behind, because I do agree with you. That is one of his flaws. He does want the ball to feet too much. I appreciate him, obviously, doing that link up, but sometimes you got to spin in behind the defender as well to mix it up as well, because otherwise it becomes way too predictable to defend as a defender.
Do you think he's more of a second striker than a target striker?
I think he's kind of playing like I do think he plays a bit like a false nine, though. I'm not gonna lie, because he does come and link up the play quite a lot. He doesn't, like Kojo says, he doesn't seem to run in. He's very obviously you do see him running behind here and there, but not as frequent as you want. It seems more like Rashford makes that running behind and he gets put through.
I think
obviously we saw that Pogba sensational pass. It was to Rashford as well.
I think he should try, and if it's someone current that he should try and maybe play like. I'll say someone like Gabriel Jesus, someone that just depends on the service, because he's got loads of service, so he doesn't have to worry about linking. So you've got a bit more creativity around you, just focus on trying to get goals. If you're talking about further back, someone like Inzaghi, just play off the shoulder, just go.
Yeah, definitely. He does need to play off the shoulder way more, but I suppose that's what Lukaku was doing, and a lot of people were slagging him off. So Lukaku
my issue with Lukaku. Sorry, my issue with Lukaku, was just that in big games he wasn't there enough.
Yeah.
That's apart from PSG and.
Exactly.
Damn.
I can't think of any. Obviously that Palace one, where he got a brace, and in that couple of games in a row he got 3 braces. But I think he just needs to mix up his game again. That will come with a bit of time. For me personally, I think that it's a massive overreaction. If I'm being honest, prior to the lockdown, he was on fine form. I think he'll be fine. I just think people just like to chat shit on social media, and if the player's doing terrible, they'll just jump on the bandwagon and slag him off, and then the next week when he scores, they'll be singing 50 million down the drain, innit? So, yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think Pogba, Bruno, I think we're going to start to see the best of Man United in terms of creating chances. And when Mata plays as well against Bournemouth and them teams, I think we're going to be basically like Man City in terms of going forward. I think, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, that has been your video. Hopefully, I think Chelsea game's going to start very shortly, boys. Just quickly before
started already, pal.
Oh, it started, my bad. Just quickly, what do you reckon Man United v Sheffield United, Benji? Quick score prediction.
Can you do yours first? I'm not really a Sheffield United lookalike.
Oh, right, okay. So obviously, prior to the.
Give us a little background.
Okay. Yes, obviously Sheffield United have been struggling the last 2 games after the pandemic, just like Arsenal have. But they're missing Jack O'Connor. He's been their pivotal player in terms of defensive duties. He's been absolutely phenomenal for them this season, and he's just been proving a massive miss. For me personally, the guy has come in, Robinson. A lot of as United fans I know speaking highly of him, but I can't remember who they played the first game against. I can't remember who it was, but they were just playing literally long balls. Like they were playing a straight ball, basically a Pogba trademark ball, and they were getting in behind Sheffield United defence every time practically. I don't even know who they were playing against, but yeah. So for me personally, in that sense, I think they could easily get gotten at. They haven't got much pace in the back. Egan's going to be injured. I think Jagielka will start. I would imagine it's going to be Jagielka. I can't think of anybody else who would potentially start there unless he changes the formation, but I'd be surprised if he does that because they've had 5 at the back for a long time. So I would assume Jagielka is going to start in the sweeper role. Obviously in the 3 back. That's what I'm guessing.
Phil Jagielka.
Yeah, Phil Jagielka.
If Martial doesn't score,
obviously Simon Moore's gonna be in there as well because of course Henderson is our player. So Simon Moore, 6'5", give or take, very good shot stopper. Every time I've seen him play live, he's played well, but he's no Henderson in it. So, and they've got no Egan as well because he's sent off. So realistically speaking, their defense is on bare bones, man. They haven't got a big squad. They've played. This is gonna be their 3rd game in 9 days. We should beat them, realistically speaking, given all the injuries. So for me personally, I think we should slap them 3-1.
Okay.
We got too many injuries.
What is that, Old Trafford?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Alright, cool. 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Okay, Kojo, what do you reckon?
I'll go for 2. Probably another penalty, and and Arsenal will be ripping him. Don't be surprised if flipping Daniel James gets a goal out of nowhere.
I'll have to wait and see. If he's on the bench and gets subbed on, then I won't be surprised. But I don't think he'll start. So it's not a problem. But that's obviously the video for me. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Chelsea Villa game. You know, we might be texting you guys in a few minutes saying Grealish is an absolute bad man because he just battered up Chelsea, hopefully. But we'll have to wait and see. Apart from that, as always, show the boys some love in the description. Thank you very much for coming on, lads. I appreciate your time. Drop a like, subscribe. Peace.
Peace.